Sometimes I wonder what would happen if a game journalist lost their email login. Because, I mean, like, you work with gaming, you work in technology, obviously you understand how technology works. But then you write articles like this one, where it seems like you've just never been exposed to earthly technology before. The PS5 is making me hate PC gaming. I just want to enjoy new games again. Yeah, all those incredible PS5 exclusives that are just flying off the shelves. For real, other than Demon's Souls, what PS5 exclusives are there? And isn't Demon's Souls going to PC, or am I remembering that wrong? I hope it does. That'd be cool. I never played Demon's Souls. I still need to play Dark Souls now that I think about it. I'm getting so off track and we've barely started. We had some pretty volatile up and downs last year. Volatile up and downs, if only you knew. But the latest gaming hardware releases were peppered throughout the roller coaster of late 2020. There was something for everyone, from the long-awaited next-gen Sony PS5 or Microsoft Series X consoles being announced and subsequently released, to the reveal of AMD and Nvidia's latest graphics card lines that promise to power even the most demanding gaming software. And, you know, not to be the PC elitist guy, but it is kind of funny to put PS5, Series X, and the new graphics cards in the same blurb, like kind of implying that they're the same experience. I emerged from all this gaming news with high hopes and expectations. I've owned a PS4 and a gaming PC for many years now, but my computers have always won the title of being my favorite gaming hardware, often leaving my PS4 gathering dust for months on end. And I definitely feel that. I don't even know when the last time I turned my Xbox One on was, or to play a game at least. I mean, the Xbox One is great for streaming It's Always Sunny and watching Clone Wars, but I really don't know the last time I played a game on that thing. Knowing I could only afford one, I had a decision to make. Do I buy a PS5 now or sign up for a shiny RTX 3090 and CPU upgrade? It seemed like an obvious choice at the time. I'm now kicking myself. Not to be cynical, but wouldn't buying a PS5 now, presumably from a scalper, wouldn't that cost the same as a new GPU and CPU? But that is assuming you managed to get the 3090 not from a scalper either. But man, scalpers just fuck you. When the next generation of ray tracing graphics cards was announced, full stop. Ray tracing is not on the graphics card. It bothers me that people still think this. Ray tracing is not a feature of graphics cards. Ray tracing is a feature in games that, generally speaking, a certain point of graphics cards and onwards could run. Technically, you could ray trace on the 1070 if you wanted to. It's not like ray tracing is exclusive to the 20 series or the 30 series, the same way that ray tracing is not exclusive to the PS5 and the Series X. I mean, you could ray trace on the PS4. Well, you probably couldn't ray trace on the PS4, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, when the next generation of ray tracing graphics cards was announced, we only had some demo footage and some pretty baseless graphs to show what performance to expect. I know you're not about to start talking about baseless graphs to show performance in reference to GPUs, when this is the performance we're getting on the PS5. Your high and mighty, wonderful PS5. Since these GPUs hit the market, we've seen games such as Cyberpunk 2077, Watch Dogs Legion, and The Medium released, giving us the opportunity to test this groundbreaking computing hardware for ourselves. And each time, be it down to overly demanding software or lack of optimization for PC, I'm left disappointed. How are you possibly disappointed in the performance of a 30 series GPU versus a console on Cyberpunk, Watch Dogs, and The Medium? Like, does anyone see the irony here? Cyberpunk literally doesn't fucking work on consoles. Watch Dogs Legions runs like ass on consoles, but I mean, at least that one actually came out on the next gen hardware. I know Cyberpunk doesn't run amazing on PC, but at least it, runs. And as for The Medium, all I'll say is it astonishes me that people still give the Bloober team any attention. Before the games were even released, we were seeing some fairly alarming system requirements to play the latest AAA titles. It was reported this week by a DSOG that The Medium couldn't run at a consistent 60 FPS on PC, equipped with an Intel i9 and an RTX 3080, even on standard 1080p quality and ray tracing switched off. And the optimization issues faced by The Medium are hardly unique. Well, let's be frank here, they kind of are unique. The Medium is not well optimized. It's a gorgeous game, for screenshots, but it is not a well optimized game. And again, you're poo-pooing a, inconsistent 60 FPS on PC, but what does this game run at on console? I mean, according to GameDebate.com, a GTX 1060 on high settings gets better fucking frames than the Series X. That's the ultimate irony with articles like this and videos like this. This is how you know somebody doesn't actually know what they're talking about, or they're just intentionally taking the negative angle for clicks. Yeah, the performance of the medium on PC is disappointing, but is it not still better than the console performance? I'm with you when you say that the medium is, disappointing on PC. I'm absolutely with you there, but I would say it's even more disappointing on the air quotes next gen consoles. Sure, I could go back and play some great older games, but brand new releases that were supposed to show off the raw power of the latest hardware have fallen a tad flat for me. Yeah, for me too. I'm gonna keep bringing up the performance of games on the PS5 and the Series X. It's really not as good as people were hyping it up to be. Of course, they'll never admit that. They've hardly knocked it out of the park on consoles either, but the Sony exclusive titles don't suffer from the issues faced by multi-platform games. What? What Sony exclusive titles even are there, really? In terms of amazing technical prowess, what is exclusive to PS5 that's blowing you away? I found myself over the last few weeks looking over the unsatisfactory performance and reviews, questioning what the point of having the most powerful graphics cards and CPUs on the market if the games struggle to run. Again, I have to ask, what games are you saying? You've mentioned 3 games. You said Cyberpunk 2077, which is hilarious the way that you said that, because that game literally doesn't fucking work on consoles. You said Watch Dogs Legion, which doesn't run great anywhere, but again, runs better on PC than it does on console. And you said The Medium, which is disappointing, again, on both console and PC. But at least on PC, you have some options. So when you're talking about the games that struggle to run, we're gonna need more examples than just 3 that are wrong. This hardware should last gamers several years without requiring an upgrade, and yet they already feel outdated when trying to play games on release. In what universe is the 30 series outdated? Or the PS5, really, for that matter. PS5, I will mock the performance on that thing till I die, because it's hilarious to me that people hyped this thing up as some incredible technical monster, and it's, this. But even I wouldn't say it's outdated. I mean, you yourself brought up Cyberpunk, which the whole reason that game runs like ass is because the tech is outdated on the consoles. Like, what do you want? Where are we going? Have the game developers stretched too far, or our sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. That was totally not conscious. Or are our expectations too high? It's honestly hard to say at this point. Yes, your expectations are too high. It's not hard to say, your expectations are too high. PC gaming sometimes feels like a constant uphill battle to evolve and accommodate the very latest in computing technology, combining a love for tech tinkering with a gaming hobby for many. You need to put a consistent effort, money, or both into being a PC gamer, because a large reason people might choose a computer over a console is the ability to experience games in the highest achievable quality. PC gamers joke about having a superiority complex for this very reason. Are you fucking kidding me? You do not need consistent effort or money to be a PC gamer. Anyone who has actually tried to be a PC gamer knows this. This is a humongous misconception about PC gaming that people have from the outside looking in. You said that you've been a PC gamer for a long time, and I'm not gonna say you're a liar, but why would you say you're a PC gamer and then start just spouting out the most common misconceptions about PC gaming? If you keep buying underpowered tech for your PC, yeah, you're gonna have to keep upgrading it. But first of all, who's doing that? And second of all, even the more outdated tech is still better than the consoles in a lot of ways. I've said it before, but I was running a GTX 1070 up until like a month ago, and I was fine with it. And now I'm running a 2070, and again, I'm fine with it. I have no desire to upgrade to the 30 series, and unless I get a really fucking stellar deal on one, or if they ever come back into the stores. I'm running a 2070, and I'm fine with it. The upgradability and the flexibility of PC hardware is what makes the platform so great, and what gives the platform far more longevity than the consoles do. And what is this with you saying you have to spend a bunch of extra money to enjoy PC gaming? You were just talking about how performance is underwhelming on consoles, a platform where you don't have a choice. And yet, PS5 owners can currently experience 4K quality, better game optimization. Oh, better game optimization. Do console people actually know what that word means? I really don't think you do. And haptic feedback in the DualSense controller for significantly less than comparable gaming computer would cost to buy or build. I've said it before, but if you give me a price tag, I can build you a PC that will give you more enjoyment and more flexibility and probably much better performance than the consoles. It's really not hard to do that. I can sense my own inflated ego for building and playing PCs withering away when I try to work out how much effort and cash I'm putting into my gaming hobby versus how much fun I'm actually getting out of it with these new games. Again, it would be incredible if you gave examples that weren't just plainly wrong. I'm gonna keep bringing it up, but at the beginning of this article, you implied Cyberpunk runs better on console than PC. One of the biggest reasons I, and many others, will be buying a PS5 is because of the Sony exclusive titles. Which ones? There is one right now. And if you are buying a PS5 for one game, that is not a smart thing to do. These games consistently rank in best of lists. Yeah, and we all know how fucking best of lists are accurate nowadays. And despite also playing other games that are restricted to PC, such as World of Warcraft or Dota 2, I prefer the PlayStation only titles. Sure, they sometimes eventually make their way to Steam or Epic, but that's years down the line, and after some pretty heavy optimization. Optimization. Back to that word. I'm gonna read this sentence out loud again. They sometimes eventually make their way to Steam or Epic, but that's years down the line and after some pretty heavy optimization. What? Okay, first of all, it's completely okay if you prefer samey third-person action games to PC exclusives. People have different tastes, and obviously a lot of people buy these games, a lot of people enjoy them. If you can't tell, I really don't like Sony exclusives. I think they're all fucking boring, but whatever. They're not my thing. But also, this goes back to another misconception that people have where they think platforms are defined by the exclusives that they have. The PC is not defined by World of Warcraft or Dota 2, the same way the PlayStation isn't defined by The Last of Us or Uncharted. But one platform gives you far more variety in games, far more variety in hardware, far more variety in services, far cheaper games, far better maximum game performance, far better average game performance now that I think about it, and backwards compatibility to really the beginning of gaming. Regardless of platform, I will gladly wait until these games eventually make their way to Steam, because I have plenty of other stuff to do in the meantime. And as for the heavy optimization, I genuinely don't know what you mean by that. I don't think you know what that word means. Like, do we really have to look at fucking Death Stranding on PS4 versus PC? Or Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4 versus PC? When the PS5 showcase announced Horizon Forbidden West, Demon's Souls, and God of War Ragnarok, okay, first of all, God of War is not announced, and Horizon Forbidden West is like barely announced, like bare minimum announced. It was like a Bayonetta 3 thing where they were like, look, the game exists, and people were like, ooh, yay! And then that was the end of it. I guess a little bit more than Bayo 3. Dude, I need that game. I need Bayonetta 3. I excitedly noted them as titles to look forward to playing when I could eventually buy the console myself. Now that the first few months of the Nvidia Ampere and AMD Big Navi hardware have passed, I'm left feeling disappointed and envious of my console playing peers. Yeah, I'm not. I'm really not. I have some friends who drop money on PS5s. I don't know why they did it. I won't name names because I love them, and I don't judge them. But I also just don't get it. What is the appeal of a PS5 right now? Like, truly, if you have a PC, what is the appeal of a PS5? Definitely, what is the appeal of a Series X? If the console becomes more available, if more games become available, then yeah, maybe I'll consider one. But right now, genuinely, I do not see the appeal of the PS5. I'm not gonna drop $500 on this thing just to play Demon's Souls, or to play multi-platform games at worse performance than my PC can hit. Gaming on a console is effortless. You don't have to worry about overclocking, which is completely optional, or changing out your cooling system or CPU, which is completely optional. Your controller comes in the box, so there's no need to research the best mice options or key switches to improve your performance. I've literally never changed my key switches, and like 2 weeks ago, I bought a new mouse for the first time in 2 years. The entire system is provided for you, for an arguably affordable price, and only needs to be updated every 5 to 7 years. Yes, and for those 5 to 7 years, you can't change the hardware. Gaming passes that hardware, and that hardware becomes outdated. Do you see how that works? It's not a good thing for gaming hardware to be locked in place for 5 to 7 years. Why do you think the Pro consoles exist? Why do you think these enhanced variants of consoles exist? It's because even the console makers know it's a bad thing to lock hardware in place for more than half a decade. Comparatively, PC gaming feels almost exhausting and financially depressing. Financially depressing. Literally one sentence after you said console gaming is arguably affordable. Game journalism. This is in no way saying that I'll be switching out my gaming PC in favor of a PS5. This entire article is basically an advertisement for the PS5, but don't worry, I'm not saying I'm going to the PS5. And I'm sure this time next year I'll be back to popping jokes at the expense of my console playing friends, but I'm firmly stepping down from my high horse for the time being. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sitting pretty up on my high horse. Until somebody gives me a valid reason to get off it, I'm not getting off. You kidding me? It's comfy up here. I got lots of frames. Until games are better optimized for PC, yeah, like Cyberpunk, or developers manage their hardware expectations, I don't know what that means. Every game I'm looking forward to in 2021 is currently a PS5 exclusive. So, 2 games. Astonishing. Now I just need to somehow get my hands on one. Yeah, have fun getting your hands on a PS5 for 2 games. Across the whole year. You named God of War Ragnarok, which isn't even officially announced yet, and Horizon Forbidden West, which I don't think is even confirmed to be coming out this year. And also the first Horizon game came to PC, and also Cory Balrog's been dropping massive hints that God of War is coming to PC. Also, while I was editing this video, I found this article from a few months ago. So, one of the 2 PS5 games that you're excited for probably isn't actually coming this year. Oof. Look, if you watch my channel, you know I don't have a problem with console gamers. I'm not inherently biased towards console gamers, but it's when console gamers pick the fight that we have to kind of daddy up. PC gaming does not require you to be constantly upgrading your hardware. Performance of recent AAA games have been somewhat disappointing on PC, yes, but I would still say less disappointing than the next gen consoles. And until the PS5 becomes more readily available, I really don't want to hear about how expensive the GPUs are because scalper. I don't care. I don't care. They were both distributed in a really stupid way. I have Warzone open on another monitor. I'm kind of just sitting in the lobby and a random person just joined. Their name is a bunch of numbers and they're just saying Joey over and over again into the mic. I'm going to go take care of this. Thanks for watching. You can like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter and all that stuff. And donations with the donation link in the channel description. This dude's creeping me out. I gotta take care of this.